to Illini Disc Golf. I'm Bennis.
I'm Charlie, and today we're going to be covering our spring regional in Lexington, Kentucky.
And we're going to be doing this round coverage of Illini Disc Golf and Western Michigan.
Let's hop into it. As you can see, the weather conditions are a bit snowy this morning, although it was pretty good temperatures, probably around 40. Definitely gloves and hand warmers to keep throwing well, but
I could see you in that hoodie.
This will be Brendan's first shot on the hole.
Good throw. Throwing wide.
Not too bad. A little high, a little short, but definitely within C2.
We have Dalton.
Get a big old skip.
Nice shot. Going wide, just like Brendan. Good skip.
Yeah, just hung a little bit wide, about edge of circle right.
We have Luke Butkus for Western Michigan throwing their shot. I think that was similar to their lines as well. And then Jordan Killingback, also for Western Michigan. Ooh,
Also hung it just a bit wide.
yeah. Looks like maybe 30 foot putt.
Probably 35 if I were to say.
35.
This basket's a little scary just because of that hill there, but in collegiate doubles you always have to be giving the first putt a good bid, and then
Definitely.
if that one's gone, maybe laying up, but they got two good bids there.
And Charlie up here for the putt. Good
Yeah,
bid.
just a little flimsy out of the hand, but Dan to back
Dan.
me up. Get his little pump fake.
Yeah. Routine.
Also just left a little
Good
low.
putt.
Yeah, so here they'll be tapping out. We're hoping this weekend to get our D1 bid to go to nationals. The field is pretty good, although a lot of teams already have their bid. So it's kind of, you're just looking at the other teams who don't have their bid yet, and you're trying to compete with them to get one of those top 3 spots.
Charlie here with his first throw.
Flip for him.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
This hole's a par 4, just trying to get out of this initial tunnel as far as possible and as straight as possible. There's OB right and left, so trying to do that.
And it's a nice throw.
Yeah, very good there.
Wow. Far throw. Do you remember what disc you threw on this one?
I think that was his blue nuke. Spencer there, a little bit low, although anything out of that gap, it should be a pretty easy par. So hopefully Kale can put him in a little bit better birdie position here.
A nice shot.
Yeah,
Wow,
and
that's turning.
that was bombed out
Beautiful.
there. Very good.
That looks part.
Well, it's a par 4, but
Yeah.
yeah. So Dan ended up pushing a little long and left here. So we have this around the corner skipping shot. Brendan unfortunately just didn't get it down into the ground enough to get that skip. So we'll see Dalton here, hopefully making the correction.
See a good skip.
That's short, my bad.
Yeah.
Snow.
Just aim it at that tree.
Yeah, so you can see that they got quite a bit closer, although it's still tricky because they also pushed a little left, and just that gap you have to make sure to hit.
Yeah, I remember this hole was a hard one.
Behind it.
Oh.
Yeah, just
Getting
pushes
to
a
the
little
trees,
long,
yeah.
but the first one was fine. So here we are, probably 45 if I were to guess. Just trying to give it a good bid.
Yeah!
There we go.
Wow, and you sink it.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Feels really good to get one of the long ones early. Kind of sets our mood in the right direction.
Definitely. Oh, man.
Kale will clean this one up, hopefully. There we go.
All right, Brendan here.
Yeah, moving into our third hole here. It's just over the mountain and then another par 4. So just a position play here, getting out into the field. You can see those white flags marking basically a right OB line. So you got to make sure that you get over them on your shots.
Oh, I threw 4 feet off the ground. There you go. Oh, I want to skip too. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Dalton ends up getting pretty far out there, even with the little bit of a low release.
Nice and high.
Go ahead.
Got over. Wow. That was a screamer.
Actually, cut roll. Oh. Hey! Is it out of bounds?
Do you guys remember if it went out of bounds?
I don't think it was. I think
Uh-oh.
he landed safe, but
It's a little far. Oh my God. Skip in.
so here we go. The basket's kind of tucked around that corner. He nearly skips in there.
Just throwing high.
Yeah.
Stall. That went great with a swing.
I gotta teach you how to throw flat.
Yeah. They were a fun team to play with. Very talkative, but fun.
Oh, nice shot.
I clipped that
Oh, you
tree
clipped the
there.
tree.
So Dan will hopefully hang this a bit wider. Make sure that we get a good spot into the green.
And swing.
I think that's perfect. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so they ended up
The bushes.
right in that bush. That's a very good bid from there, from the knees. Same thing here, trying to get it out there. Just a little bit high. Yeah, so we ended up pretty close to the basket. Not too bad.
Oh, just
Going
the
to a
basket.
little bit
Just a
low.
little too low.
Hopefully Brennan can follow it up.
Oh,
Not quite.
Too low.
Yeah,
Happy now.
those ones always hurt because you get 2 chances at them, but we'll recover.
I thought you were like saying you can't.
You guys
pass
got
on the
16 more holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 15. Did the math wrong. It's tight OB.
Yeah, so Dan's throwing that blue nuke again. Or no, this is, I think, a gray force.
Wow, that looks
But-
barked.
Yeah, that was
That was
about right under the basket. So I jokingly said ace run, and then it just turned out of my
Nice,
hand.
turned
and
out.
Nearly went OB, but we'll just take Dan's.
Yeah. Shot going high.
Spencer here,
Wow.
dropping it right
Nice.
on the basket. Kale hanging it out high and wide, looking very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see that was his too.
So that was their tap out right there. And then here's ours. So a great performance from both teams. So far we've tied through every single hole. So now both teams are looking at 2 down.
Running with a throw.
This is another one of those par 4s where you're just trying to land in between the 2 OB lines, and then you can just approach from there.
Going with the run up.
Yeah,
See it.
trying to hit it as hard as he can, and it
Ooh.
just doesn't
Does it
quite
turn
get
a
to
little?
Anheuser. It's gonna fade out OB left.
You guys get inbound one. Good. Should be good too.
Do the Brennan thing. That's got to be good.
That looked in.
Yeah, it was. Spiked down, right in bounds.
That's one I really don't.
Oh shit.
Looks like they're sending it as well.
Come on, Luke.
Yeah, baby.
Is that push?
Come back.
Sounds like it
I
did
think that's
push.
solid though. I mean,
Yeah.
Definitely. This was a little. That tree is kind of right directly in line with the basket here, so trying to throw a hyzer around it,
Yeah.
and I just end up pushing a little bit too straight.
I
So
see that.
we'll be probably
40 feet maybe.
40, but in the rough there.
Yeah.
So Dan's gonna make the correction, go pig. Looks pretty good, although just
I
ended
skipped,
up coming
yeah.
up a little bit short. So we'll have some options of the open 50-footer or the in the rough 40-footer. they got out
Nice forehand.
plenty far and
Wow,
were able to
parked.
just toss right up there.
Yeah. I'm assuming he's probably gonna run it. Oh yeah.
I think turn.
Oh wow. Turned a little bit too much. Probably around the same spot that you were in.
Yeah, so we ended up taking the open putt here. Brendan's up first. And just cashes it. There we
Great
go.
putt.
We'll interchange.
Wow, that's amazing. What? That was like 50 feet. 50,
Yeah.
55.
Yeah,
It's a far putt. So that's 2 great putts so far.
yeah. Yeah, that definitely makes up for the last hole, so
Another birdie.
feeling good about it.
Snow's starting to clear up, it seems like. Or at least at some areas.
Yeah, it's definitely warming up, which is nice just for
Yeah.
throwing.
Some of these rounds are pretty early.
Let's go, Chuck. That's actually
Nice.
Yeah. So this is another one of those, just a par 4, get it out there, get it between the
Ooh.
OB lines. Dan
a little bit
gets
too
it a little turned. We were telling him to go for it, so it just gets a little too turned out of his hand. But
Wow. That looks nice.
So that's gonna give us
To clear those trees.
Yeah.
Nah.
it's gonna be a big spike.
yeah, so you could hear in the audio there. That one will be a good spike hyzer in if this isn't better.
Ooh, wow. This
But
one looks bomb.
yeah, that was probably a good,
Wow, clear the second trees.
probably a good
Looks
50
like,
or
yeah.
60 past mine. So they'll have a nice, easy approach from there.
Nice open shot though. Going for the wide.
Yeah, Brendan just hangs it a little too wide. And that snow on the slope just prevents it from skipping back down.
Dalton with the zone seemed like.
Yeah,
Forehand.
right on.
Nice and parked. For another tap out.
all the. Yep.
Ooh. Didn't quite skip.
What I say about the
Looks a little bit closer than the first shot.
And giving
Nice
a,
hard putt. Yeah.
giving a full bid there.
the
Since it's really easy for the putt to get cold in college disc golf, we like to, on our tap outs, just pretend like it's a full putt, just to get a rep in there.
skip. Yep.
Yeah, so Brendan hangs it a little wide there. I think that one actually ended up being OB, but everyone thought it was in. So luckily,
Ooh,
Dalton
beautiful
here.
shot.
yeah,
Dalton.
perfect forehand just to about halfway up the hole. The hole bends way up to the right. With good wind, it might even be eagleable. But today we're just trying to get the position play and
Threw in. Let's see. See what they throw. Forehand. That looked a little low.
What? Yeah.
Can't really tell where that got.
Dunk.
there we go.
Second shot. A little bit short.
Just a touch.
Maybe 15 feet.
And drop.
Ooh.
That'll do.
Wow. Nice
Yeah,
shot.
just right under the basket.
Alright.
Dalton got up here and tried throwing my berg, and it just came out a bit early and ends up OB and really short. It just was not a good shot, but hopefully Dan can back me up here. Hangs it wide. That'll do.
Nice. That works. Got people cheering on.
Why'd you go bird?
You can hear Dalton there asking why I threw what I did. Yeah, so this one is probably an eagleable par 5, 920 downhill. So you're just trying to get one person to play it in position and then one person to bomb it out as far as they can. Dan's blue nuke just gets a little too turned here.
Seems like it stayed in bounds though.
He hit the short tee like there's probably an inch above the grass level and completely just like hit it. And so I think he actually ended up staying OB because of that.
No.
But mine was already in a fine spot, so
Okay.
like that. Same thing here. First one going to the position play. Kale's going to try a 360 here.
Oh my god. Does it keep turning that going in the woods?
That's in the woods.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you
I
can see it
it.
there, yeah.
I didn't want to fall off the tee,
Oh
man. I
my
got
gosh. Hey, good effort though.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that in tournament before.
more hyzer.
Great
Is there
throw.
OB left? No. No.
It is kind of like a.
All right.
I don't even know.
He'll push that a little bit too low.
Yeah, once you get in this fairway, just because of where the tree line is, the snow wasn't melted yet, so it was definitely a bit of tricky footing.
Yeah.
Oh, Brendan.
I really like that.
Oh, nice.
Don't be unlucky.
Nice and smooth, just hanging it out wide.
Very nice.
Right before those trees, but could still figure out something from there.
I went wide.
Dalton goes.
Yeah, because if I didn't, I'd have no idea. But I'm like, all right.
Hanging way out there.
Oh, and
And
it
ends
pushes
up
past the
out.
trees. Nice.
Yeah, incredibly far. Should just be a nice 100, 150 foot approach.
Send it. Let's skip.
Farther?
Look pretty nice. Throwing wide. Seems to go a little bit further than that first shot.
So I'm just trying to hang the berg out there.
Bird.
End up pushing a little bit long. Probably just 15, but up such a steep hill that there's no reason to give this a bid or anything. Just want one a little closer.
10 with the forehand. Ooh, just barely past the tree.
And then he ended up kicking off a tree and being a pretty easy putt that you'll see coming up here.
That's all right, Luke. It's
Oh, man.
Slight miss there, but
See for the redemption.
Oh my god, it stuck to my head. I'm sorry.
Oh. A little bit past.
That's all right.
yeah, it's funny. This was actually the first hole in the round where we didn't get the exact same score as them. So we played the first third of the round, just matching everything that they did.
Oh, wow.
So now we're getting to. We'll be 5 down, and they'll be 4 down through here.
Is that
but-
Dan's throw that just got you guys there? Nice.
Mhm. Yeah, so this is like, it's an island hole, but the island is really big.
Yeah.
And so Brendan's ends up trickling OB right there. This will be Dalton's coming over, turning, sitting right there. So it's a fine spot. We definitely told him to go with the more conservative play because going OB here could be disastrous for your round. There's that first
On the
one
green.
from them.
Looks like a 70 foot.
Yeah, probably a little closer, maybe like 90. He's just jumping to get it up there. Second one can give it a bid.
That's all right. If that was a P2, it would
Bit high.
Here we are, say about 50. Trying to give it a good bid, just a little right.
I think so. You're good. That was kind of right in your downswing.
It wasn't super windy on that first round, though, right?
No, the wind was pretty far down here. For our singles round later in the day, it started to pick up.
Oh, my God.
There's Dan, cashing one from C2.
Wow. The third putt.
Yeah, we're
That's
at,
amazing.
and it's funny because at this point, everyone but Dalton's now made a C2 putt, which is not our usual A-team happenings.
Oh, this is that island hole.
This is that island hole. I'm throwing a Valkyrie here, just trying to flip it up and get it to go. And I end up about 10 feet short of the island. Dan with our foot on the gas trying to throw his, I think that's his force up there. He ends up just a little too much hyzer. So we missed the island there, which hurts. This island's probably less than the circle wide, but there's definitely that kind of layup landing zone that they're going to go for here. It's flipping up, and it ends up scooting out the back of that landing zone there. So they're hoping Kale can put them inbounds here on the island.
Yeah, on our card we didn't make the island hole either, or the island. Just barely though. I think we were about a foot out from.
Yeah. You can see there, he got a pretty big skip for going so far uphill and just skipped right out the back of the island. So both teams now having to go from the drop zone. Dalton stepping up to give us the first bid. Just a little high. You can see that scoots out the back of the island. So we have to debate whether Brennan can run this or should he lay up. Go for the layup, and it ends up just picking up and rolling right out the back.
No way.
So 2 OB strokes now on this hole.
Wow.
It's hurting.
That's
but
unfortunate.
for sure.
Drop. Sit.
Oh no, their roll is too.
Yeah.
That's safe.
I think that's okay.
I mean, there was like a little.
And then they'll just have to lay
Just
up.
lay up, yeah. Dan with the putt.
There you go.
Nice. Good putt.
Yeah, putting it in. So that's a double there for us, which really hurts. Single for them. This one just trying to get around the corner and then fight in there.
Oh, wow, okay. I thought that was like way too far.
Any throw. Oh, hit the trees.
Yeah, this one's a little tricky. I never got to throw the tee shot, so I'm not sure exactly. But you kind of need to stall the forehand out wide, because if you try to just throw a normal hyzer around this corner, you usually end up getting caught by it.
Yeah. This is the hole where I threw forehand and took the box over Cincinnati A.
Oh, that's right.
Tombstone right in front of that basket.
Yeah, our B team for this tournament end up playing with Cincinnati
yep.
for the second round.
They're good players. Very funny too. It was fun playing with them.
Yeah. So Dalton's drive there just ended up stalling out a little too early. Me and Dan just had to get us out of the bush and up. We'll take another par. They'll take the birdie there.
So you guys are sitting at what score?
Looks like 4 down for both teams currently.
Tied up.
Or maybe 5. Let me do my math.
Doing a flip up.
Oh wow, that's not stable.
Yeah, 4 down for both teams currently.
Down.
So definitely looking to shoot a little hotter, but definitely not out of it.
Love it, Chuck.
Just a little too nose up out of my hand, so it's going to fade out early into the trees. This is a tricky hole because you're trying to get something to flex out to the right of that big tree that we can see, and then fade back at the very end as the basket kind of hooks up left of it. So you can see here we're kind of right in the rough for the better of our 2 shots. We're trying to sneak a like baby tomahawk scuba sort of thing out the top. That'll do.
Like 15, 20.
There you go.
Ooh.
Brendan will put us a little bit closer. No pressure there. Can move on to the next one and try to birdie that one.
Yeah. Going on their knees for this one. Forehand. Ooh. Good
Great
bid.
height.
Nice.
There you go.
Shout out to Avery. His shot pretty much parked this hole as well.
Did you guys keep the box then?
Yeah, we did keep the box, but then we lost it on the next one. I went too wide OB, or no, I was in the trees, and then my teammate Anthony, he threw into the creek right behind that hole, right behind that basket.
Yeah, so this one's a little tricky because it is right on that creek down there, and it's a pretty short downhill hole, so you're kind of just trying to get something to spike right at the basket. This one's a little left, but it'll definitely putt
I think it's perfect.
right after it hits a tree to make sure it doesn't go in that creek.
Go, baby, go.
Brandon.
Oh, not that much.
Just a little to left, probably about 40 from the pin. Might be able to find a putt in there if Dalton's isn't better.
Oh, wow. Did that roll into the creek?
So at the time we thought that rolled in the creek, but it ended up there's a little shelf down there that he landed in.
Oh,
so
nice.
we're probably only 10 feet from the basket, just right behind. You can see Dan walking to it there.
I'm just taking it. Yep.
See that? Tree's a little bit in the way.
Whew, sneak it
Good
in.
putt.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's a weird OB patch. Oh, it's that fence right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this hole plays a little trickier than it looks. It's only, I think, like 330 out there. You're just trying to get something straight for that
Yeah.
distance. You can see there, it's a nice rip out there.
Dan now.
I think that's a Buzz SS. Trying to get it to turn. Just ends up being a little bit left.
It's like its own little OB.
I'm just going to try to throw a hyzer right over that OB patch with my Draco. Just a little too much hyzer, so it's going to fade out left as well, right by Dan's.
Mm-hmm. About 35. Oh, never mind. A little bit closer.
No.
Oh, that kissed the basket.
The SRC.
Right. SRC putt. A little high.
Good putt there for them.
I'm proud of your basket.
Just tapping out our par here. Moving on to the next one. Pretty big. I think they called it a par 5, but definitely eagleable. It's uphill, but with two big shots, you can definitely get it. First shot here, just trying to get up around that corner. If you can land on one of the shelves on that hill, it makes your footing a lot easier.
Yeah, he's not too happy about that. Yeah, it turned over.
It's a hard one.
Brandon here.
Throwing the hyzer. Nice and smooth.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be right
Oh,
out
yeah.
there where we need it.
I like his throws. They're very, very smooth with little run up.
Hmm
Dalton. Was that high?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of just spiking at this point.
Okay.
It'll be right there on
Oh,
that
nice.
hill next to Brendan, so we'll have options. Yeah, without being much further up this hill, you're no longer really looking at eagle, but it still should be a pretty easy birdie. Just throwing it up into the field, a decent approach, and then upping it out.
Yeah, on our card, Cincinnati A did a tap-in eagle for this one. It was crazy to see.
Not that it matters.
Shot.
This is another one of those fairways on a south-facing slope where the snow hasn't quite melted in the day yet, and so a little bit of tricky footing, trying to kind of dig out your lie before you throw. Might be a bird up there. Not sure.
Forehand.
Pretty standard approaches here.
Yep.
It's out a little right. There's OB, I think, within the circle behind the basket, so the one mistake would be
Going a little bit too long.
Dribble in. Yes, sir.
Nice. Brandon here with his throw. Going wide. Is it skip enough?
Yeah, ends up being a little bit short, probably 40 with the combined right and short. Dalton's here skipping up. That's probably 25. Just trying to put it in. Get us to the next hole. Oh, right into the band. Dan
Same
follows
band.
it up right into the band. That one hurts because it is such an easy birdie to get with the soft par 5, and we really were looking to get it to keep our foot on the pedal, trying to get that bid. Definitely not out of it, but we'll need to finish the round well and move on to the next.
Both had a hand in that one.
This is another kind of position play, par 4, making sure you stay in bounds. It kind of goes through this tree line. You can see the basket way out there. And so your goal is to get either wide enough that it's going to open that gap, or with enough distance you can just be in that gap. You can see Kale there is going to skip up right into the gap. So
Nice
should be a
throw.
pretty easy approach. Just going to hang that one wide. Skip up a little. Definitely in play. Dan going with his blue nuke again. Flipping up, turning.
Make the
fading,
gap.
Right in the gap.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful shot.
You don't give me energy of some.
Going with the forehand approach. Nice. Not that far away.
Okay, cool. I was about to say.
Oh, that's so solid.
That's fine.
Yeah, the OB comes in close to this basket, so it's one of the ones where you need the first person to be laying up, and then the next person can give it a good bid. Just a little chip forehand here.
Right here. Nice. That look parked.
Dalton will try to give it a little bit with the Berg. Just ends up dropping.
I loved it.
Does not matter. See, because if you would have missed
Good putt.
Yep. Tapping out.
Charlie.
Good birdies.
I don't know if power to even putt over from where we were.
There it is. Low left.
Full left.
You have OB left here. Might want to stay right.
Yeah, this is another one of the eagleable holes. It's 470 downhill, so with a good rip, you can definitely reach it. We had a little bit of headwind, which you can see kind of turns that one and then that one as well.
Ooh.
No. Well, you have two options.
It's
Brennan's do about the same thing here. I think it was a little hard to feel the headwind because of where we are with the tree line, but as
Yeah.
soon as they get out of that gap,
A good stop.
You want me to throw it on a towel?
great stuff.
Nah, you're good.
Looks muddy there.
Come on, keep turning.
Oh.
Yes.
Is
Ripping
that
one.
turn?
It's turning.
It's turning.
And he hits like probably a 4-foot gap way down the fairway. So we're looking at a mid C2 bid for eagle.
Wow.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfect.
Oh wow.
Dan's bid. Hanging it up there,
Oh,
just
man.
right off the band. Luckily it sits. There's OB pretty close right behind the basket, so I can give it a bid. Maybe I can't. We'll definitely take our easy birdie.
Yeah, good putt.
Brandon with the putt.
Yeah, so the final hole here, a really tricky one. So far downhill that the 550 isn't the hardest thing to reach for the par 3. But the issue is the hazard that kind of frames this fairway. That I'm pretty sure ends up hazard. So they'll go with, see what Kale can do.
Oh man.
He just hangs it out
Early.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a hard hole. Very tight gap.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd because if you want to just throw like a kind of stock hyzer to get into play, that branch on that tree on the right is kind of right in that line. So you have a few options of kind of flipping one up or trying to get something with a little bit of turn. Dan here's flipping up
shot.
his blue nuke.
Sit. Attaboy, Dan. Hazard.
It's gonna be short, but
I called hazard there. It was a little hard to see some of the flags today with all of the snow on the ground, but yeah, so they're throwing from the hazard here.
Yep.
Trying to ring it up. Put it close. There we go.
Right under the basket. Were you guys in the hazard for this one?
No, so you can see that
Uh,
red flag right to the left, and it ended up being
Stop nice.
that
just
kind
a little
of,
bit.
yeah, luckily it opens up right to where Dan got.
Dolan with the putt.
Pretty downhill, probably 50 if I were to guess.
Stay up.
Oh, beautiful putt.
Right in the heart of it.
Y'all got it.
That'll
Y'all
put
got
both
one.
cards down to 9 down. So overall, we're definitely not out of the bid race, but we're a few strokes back of where we think we want to be. This was a little tough because we were in the B pool of players, so most of the other schools looking for a bid were playing in the other pool. And so we kind of don't have a gauge for what they're shooting at this course yet. So we just have to do our best for our singles round, see how it shakes out, and then see what we can do Sunday to try to get that bid.
Definitely. We'll be looking at round 2 next.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us on Illini Disc Golf. Feel free to subscribe and drop a like.
Yeah. Thank you for Coach Nick, who comes out to all our tournaments and films for us and helps us out. Thanks for all the other teams coming out to the Kentucky, making it a fun regional. Anything else?
Nope, nothing else.
All right. Have a good one.
Thank you guys.